Good morning. Nice to be here. No matter what, the most important thing we can do, a Homo sapiens can accomplish when one awakens in the beginning of a new day, whatever your hours are, is to come to one's senses, to come to a state of equilibrium within one's mind, to facilitate as broad a perspective of one's being as possible, of one's thinking abilities. It's just common sense. If one pays attention to this or not, leads one in a different direction, right? There's an infinite number of directions before us. If one allows their ego to manipulate them, that's a different response. But just think about it. What is important for one to accomplish before you do anything else? I mean, go to the bathroom, get a cup of coffee or tea or a glass of water. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about before you start accomplishing things where you want to think and analyze and make decisions about. What is the most important thing one does? Find their reasoning capacity to put into play one's virtues, one's patience, one's experience, one's maturity, one's wisdom. Having these tools to facilitate whatever we're thinking or wanting to physically do is better or worse or indifferent to our lives. Being comfortably postured in an environment where we can focus more easily is an initial goal of meditators, mindful meditators in our instance. We go beyond the initial seizing of the clatter in our minds, which so easily envelopes our thinking because so much is going on and we have such a sensitivity to our world. Difficult as it might be for someone to do this initially, with practice it becomes easier over time, over these practice sessions. When one does them every day and then learns to begin to do them oftentimes every day, to have a refreshing or a recollection of one's goals, to be aware, to awaken one's perspective, then it becomes easier and easier. It's like feeling your pulse. When I began to search out my physicality after having developed my breathing awareness, through various things, through reading books, practicing games, things like that, counting different lengths of inhales and pauses and exhales, I came to my conclusion to become more familiar with my pulse. And if you've been listening to these podcasts, you already know that I couldn't even find my pulse. It was as if I wasn't alive. And it was a little scary because as much as it was in plain sight, I was ignoring it or oblivious to it. It's like looking for a cup on the counter and you're looking everywhere for the cup, the cabinet, where you have all your dishes and stuff, and you're looking, but you don't see it. It's in plain sight. It's right in front of your eyes, or my eyes. And then all of a sudden you see it and you go, wow, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of odd. And so too it is with us in these ways. In the sense of this pulse, you begin a practice. You look for your pulse. Where can you find your pulse then? You can find it on your wrist crease, under your thumb. Pressing gently down, you feel your radial artery pressing blood into your hand. Well, this is how I began this humble and simple lesson for myself to become more aware of my pulse. Now I feel my pulse undulating through my body, locally or as a whole. But it is not my attaining of this which we are speaking about, but it is the thought that one's practice brings sufficiency and improvement in whatever we're trying to do. Play soccer, make coq au vin, whatever it might be that one is wanting to excel at. It is practice that makes improvement. Perfection, I don't know, but improvement, undoubtedly. So this is a lesson to be learned. It takes perseverance and discipline. It takes sensitivity, receptivity to do this. And it takes a sense of virtuosity as well. The reason we speak about kindness and understanding and compassion and humility and appreciation all of the time, these are important virtues, is because these are the virtues that help us practice, because they allow us to fail, to take the wrong turn, and to become aware that we have taken the wrong turn and help us return to making the right decisions, to go in the right directions, to follow a better path. This is what it does. It is not anger or fear or disappointment. It is acceptance of the way things are, of our nature as Homo sapiens. These are, in a sense, secrets in plain sight. One developing these kinds of virtues, and a lot more different kinds, are tools one uses in one's own mind to help facilitate one's keeping on one's path. The path is not narrow and straight. It is wide because we are oscillating all of the time. And we know the time is always changing. It is the way of our universe, of the energy of which we are a part. Being aware. When one begins one's day, taking some time, make it easy for yourself. Just be comfortable, lying down or in your chair or taking a walk. Be kind and understanding. Have compassion for your own being, as well as everyone else. But here we're talking about starting one's day. Maybe it's to a baby waking up and crying, wanting attention. Well, okay. This is where understanding comes in. Making your time, being patient for one's time. Or maybe you just wake up and you do the basics and take a few minutes and sit down. You don't need to spend hours to have this discussion that we're having. This is around 10 minutes so far. You're having it with yourself. You have it in 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Doing it throughout one's day is a goal worthy of our attention, of our working towards doing. How much better to be aware all day, excited, thankful, humble, before the immensity of creation. Thankful before not only the immensity of our own awareness, our own perception, but of the capacities of our beings, of the evolution of our DNAs, our parents, our grandparents, our children, our potential. Thinking about these things being here now. I wish you a fabulous day, bundle of miracles, of being humbled before the immensity and majesty of everything there is. A tremendously wide and profound foundation of all of these things. And with this great knowledge we can possess of simplicity. It's not book learning, it's learning of life. Being grateful for this. The music's going to continue for another minute. Linger and think, ponder, become, feeling one's breath, one's pulse. Have a great day. Namaste.